I thought I had our family's grocery budget all figured out. But with everything changing lately, I decided to track our food purchases for 30 days to see what our family of four's food spending really is. I'm Susie, I'm American, and I've been living here in Dijon, France since 2008. For the past couple years, I've been budgeting 750 euros a month as our family's food budget because from November 2022 to March 2023, we did an experiment where we kept track of all of our spending. And that was the approximate number that I got. I was feeling like I wasn't sure if this number was accurate anymore, so I decided that it was time to do the experiment again, but this time for a shorter period of time. So in this video, I'll show you where we shopped, what we bought, and tally up our food spending over the course of the month as we go. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that there's a link in the video description below, and if you click on it, you can sign up to my newsletter, which will give you more practical information about life in France delivered directly to your email inbox. All right, let's go.
Okay, so our first big shopping trip at Carrefour, and we have butter and eggs and lots of pantry staples here, and some tomatoes, tomato sauce, chickpeas, red beans, black beans, corn, ketchup, grated cheese, Parmesan cheese, pistachios, cashews, some Prosecco, for a total of 91 euros and 54 cents. Yogurt is there in the front, cheddar as well. We make a lot of quesadillas around here. Next, Grand Frais, which is a big mainly fresh foods store. Here, this actually looks like a surprisingly small amount for 48 euros. To me, we have some potatoes, some fresh fruit and veg for 48.30. This is Le Bay. This is our favorite bakery. You'll see me going in here a lot over the course of this video. It's where we buy bread. So this is what I bought that day at the Bay. So you have a big loaf of sliced bread and then also another loaf that we slice ourselves. 2 loaves. I think it's all local and organic bread and flour. 2 loaves for about 9.90 euros. This looks like it's just a little stop at the local mini mart for a few things. Send the kids over to the mini mart quite frequently. Oh, Picard. This is a frozen food shop. This one happens to be right across the street from the market, which happened to be closed on the day that I took this video. But I love Picard. Here I bought some frozen ratatouille and some frozen blueberries. I like to stock up every time I go. For 20.60 euros. Au Grand Prix, this is a local place that you can buy in bulk. Oftentimes their products are local and organic. Love this place. Oh, and I'm going to talk more about my green bag in a moment, but you'll see this throughout the video as well. I always have this bag with me. So this green bag looks like this when it's all folded up, and I just keep it in my purse. And that way, whenever I'm out and about in town and I want to buy something, or I go to the library and get library books. I also use this sometimes, but this is where I put my, little shopping when I have just a few things that I'm buying. Very practical to have this on me at all times. Another trip to the supermarket. Looks like we were planning on making some pizza. I see pizza crust and mozzarella there with grated cheese. My husband buys a lot of little candies, I've noticed. Some rice, another trip to Grand Frais for lots of fruits and vegetables. Plus, there's some ham. So you see, we don't eat a lot of meat, but there's a little bit. Radishes, onions, peppers, avocados, bananas for 77.50. The Marché de Bonheur is a local specialty food shop. It's right by the market. You can see that's the market in the distance, and the Marché de Bonheur is just down the street here. It was closed on the day I shot this footage, but it's usually open. We stocked up on a big bag of rice and some dacatine, which is basically peanut butter. A different bakery this time, Pimous, for some bread. Back to the Bay for some bread, 4.80 for a loaf. This is a bakery with a new ice cream machine out front. Oh my gosh, it's so good. We had to try that day. We were going in for a snack. Beurre noisette. Definitely recommend it. Amazing pastries. So here's their new homemade soft serve ice cream. So good. And these were the little cakes that we got home. We like to buy little pastries oftentimes. Take them home and have them as our snack. Look at those. Oh my gosh, they were so good. for the ice cream plus those little cakes, 21 euros and 50 cents. Another little quick stop to the local supermarket for some cereal and some milk, but not just. This was also part of the same trip. Some salad, creme fraiche, onions, and some air freshener. It's made locally as well. 1770. Right for me. I have another video on my channel about this. This is not recent footage, but it's you can order online, order local products, and go pick them up either in your car or on your bike. And I like to order from them occasionally. This, like I said, old footage. I have another video on my channel about the Dry Fermi. I just love it so much. So here I am making a pickup. But the order that I did over the course of the last month is here. Strawberries, eggs, lentils, some sort of puddings, creme fraiche, some dill. I had ordered some spinach, but they had to reimburse me because they didn't have it. 2 big loaves from the Bee. This is a kids shopping trip, as you can see. You can probably tell the difference in the types of foods the kids buy. I think they were buying food for a picnic at school or something. Another trip to Grand Pré. Starting to notice some patterns here. More radishes, some cheese. Goat cheese, other types of cheese, fresh fruits, cherry tomatoes, salad, yogurt, pizza, and some pie crusts. Pretty big shopping trip here. 110 euros. Yep. And another trip to the supermarket, this time Intermarché. Let's see, what do we have? Some sesame seeds, some mozzarella cheese. It's hard to find that mozzarella cheese sometimes. Eggs, Comté cheese, grated cheese, some seeds, 33 euros and 71 cents. I think my plan was to make quiche, if I remember correctly. Yep, there it is. I always make 2 because I feel like, I'm spending the time. I might as well get a return on investment. Another snack from Du Pain Fort de Mel, another bakery that we like. Sometimes we go and buy some snacks and bring them home. We do live in France. Of course, we want to take advantage. I don't know the name of the bakery that we stopped at buy that bread. Carrefour. So here we go. I'm actually shopping now. Actually, don't do the shopping most of the time. It's my husband, but I went for this video. You can get one of these little transmitters, and then as you're doing your shopping, you scan your food, and it totals it up as you go. So you can see me scanning some of the groceries, and they appear on this little screen. And if you need to adjust, you can. Gratuitous local cheese shot. Here I am buying some more milk. Our kids drink a ton of milk and eat a ton of cereal. Yeah, it was fun. I usually don't do the grocery shopping at the supermarket. So you can see here, I do go to the checkout. This is a Sunday morning. There's basically nobody there, so I didn't even have to wait in line. So you take your transmitter and you go to the checkout counter. That's a self-checkout. And you just perform the operation easily. I was paying with my card. Actually, I was paying with my phone, in fact. So you can see touchless with my phone. I just scan my phone and that's done. And this is what we bought on our outing to the supermarket on Sunday morning. 66 euros and 38 cents. Yogurt, Parmesan cheese, Greek yogurt, bananas, lots of milk and cheese and Oatly. Oh, we were very excited to find Oatly, so we stocked up. So a stash of pasta, some English muffins. Yeah. It was the first time I saw organic Oatly, so we had to buy a bunch because sometimes it's hard to find as well. Strawberries, cantaloupe. Another trip to the Bay. Those little macaroons were good. Another loaf of bread. Yeah, oftentimes I can't help it when I see something that looks delicious. I have to try it. The green bag is there, so this means this was just a little shopping trip that I made probably on my walk home or something for some grated cheese, cherry tomatoes, and some salad greens for a total of $15.81. Cheese is expensive. This was probably sending a kid to the store quickly to get a few things. We realized we're out of creme fraiche. Need some yogurt. Send the kids. Another trip to Grand Pré. Yet again. Lots of delicious fruit. Tortellonis, we love these. Quick, easy weeknight dinner. Some more cheese for a total of $52.20. Another trip to Carrefour, another stash of candy for my husband, cantaloupe, yogurt, grated cheese for a total of €29.01. And that's the end of the shopping for the month. So over the course of 29 days, we made 26 transactions and spent a total of €762. But in the end, it seems like my original €750 estimate was more or less on target. I think the number that I used in my most recent video about our family budget for €800 a month for our grocery budget, that's probably a little bit more accurate, but it hasn't increased that much or as much as I was afraid that it had potentially over the past few years. So I think I'll stick with the €800 a month number going forward for our family budget for the foreseeable future. I think this month is more or less average, but there are a few things to remember. One thing to remember is that my kids eat at school for lunch 4 days a week. So for my younger son who is in primary school, we pay about €7 per lunch. And for my older son who is in middle school, we pay just €2 lunch for his meals. And then my husband's lunches are also more or less covered by his employer. And so the food that you see here includes my lunches because I don't have a lunch plan, so to speak. So if I'm eating at work, I'll take something from home, or sometimes I'm at home at lunchtime and I'll just eat some leftovers usually. Plus, another thing to remember is that we have a decent stock of food in our basement. So there are some things that we ate over the course of the month that we already had on hand. And I think there were 2 occasions where my older son went to the local supermarket and bought some snacks for himself that I didn't manage to tape. So there are some additional expenses involved in terms of the food that we already had at home and maybe just a few things, maybe €20 worth of food that my older son bought over the course of the month that I didn't manage to capture and document. I do wish that we had more time to go to the market, for example, because not only is the ambiance really great there, but of course the products are very good as well. It just takes a little more time. So oftentimes we wind up going to the market either on the weekends or sometimes in the summer or times of the year where we have just a little bit more time to spend. On the other hand, if we wanted to save more time, I think we could use some of the drive-through services that some of the local supermarkets propose. We have done that in the past, but I think my husband enjoys going to the supermarket and picking out his own products. So it's not something that we do regularly, but it's also available. And I know a lot of people use these services as well. In terms of distribution of labor, my husband is usually the one that does the big grocery shopping. You saw footage of me at the Carrefour, but he usually is the one that does the big grocery shopping at the supermarket and at Grand Pré every week. And then I'm usually the one that picks up little things as we need over the course of the week, or I send the kids to go get them as well. In terms of our spending, we don't really make an effort to save money or to cut down on our grocery budget, but I think that we could. There are discount supermarkets like Lidl and Aldi nearby, and we could, I think, make more of an effort to go there occasionally to buy some of our staple foods. And of course, our habits evolve over time, but this is just one example of one family in the course of 1 month in one city in France. And so I hope you enjoyed just seeing it, and you can use this as just a data point to give you an idea of how much we spend on groceries. If you want to learn more about our life here in France, then you can check out this playlist here. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter using the link in the video description below for more practical information about life in France delivered directly to your email inbox. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, à bientôt!